Yo, what up, dudes? So, we have the legendary trailer for this month, and surprise, surprise, turns out it's Micaiah. I mean, let's be real here, everyone pretty much saw this coming. There was so much evidence pointing towards it. Like, in the data mines, even though I forgot to cover this in my data mine video, we actually had her tome leaked in there where it had the Seal of Dayan on it. So it was pretty obvious who was going to use that tome. And we also had Peleus as the Grand Hero battle with the Brave Heroes. And Peleus really doesn't have anything to do with any of the Brave Heroes. So it was pretty obvious Radiant Dawn was coming. And we have our legendary Micaiah here, drawn by HACCAN, the Thai god. Oh man, that is incredible artwork right there. HACCAN is one of my favorite artists, and I loved the way he drew legendary Edelgard, and of course, I love the way he drew this Micaiah. So she's a pair-up wind hero and a colorless tome, infantry type, okay. Man, I'm sure she's going to be bananas because every single Micaiah in the game is bananas. Like, seriously, name one Micaiah in the game that's not good. You can't do it, right? Because they're all good. Okay, so we have New Dawn. 14 might, 2 range, and effective against armor and cavalry. Surprise, surprise. Grants attack up 3. If unit initiates combat, or if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally. Grants attack and res up 6 during combat. And unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. And if unit's HP is below or equal to 50%, and unit initiates combat, unit can make a follow-up attack before the foe can counterattack. Oh man, dude, so she's getting attack and res up 6, guaranteed follow-up, and if she's below the HP requirement, she gets desperation as well. Wow, that's a really powerful Micaiah. Okay, we have Maiden's Solace. Converts penalties on target into bonuses and then neutralizes any penalties that remain. Restores HP to target equal to unit's current HP minus 1. Reduces unit's HP by the amount restored. Okay, so it's more or less just sacrifice. I don't remember if sacrifice did this to penalties though, but basically her having sacrifice essentially and then having the desperation effect is really cool. Before the Resplendent Micaiah actually got her refine, the way that I was running her was with Thani, and then I would give her Brash Assault and Desperation, and I would just use sacrifice to cheat herself into low HP so she could get the guaranteed follow-up. And it works out really well on her, so the fact that she can just do that instantly with her base kit is pretty awesome. Alright, we have Fury 4, a little bit boring for an A-slot passive nowadays, but sure. Prescience or Prescience, I don't know how to say this word, but add that to the list of how many words I don't know how to say. Inflicts attack and res minus 5 on the foe during combat. And if unit initiates combat or if foe's range is 2, reduces damage from foe's first attack by 30%. Interesting. Okay, so she gets unconditional damage reduction against ranged opponents, which is nice, and then inflicts attack and res minus 5 as well. That's pretty solid. I guess it's a little boring as well, but stats minus 5, and then also damage reduction, very good skill. And then Joint Distant Guard. Okay. Grants defense and res up 4 to allies within 2 spaces during combat against bow, dagger, magic, and staff. And if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally and foe uses bow, dagger, magic, or staff, grants defense and res up 4. Interesting. Okay, so we had the joint drive skills. Now we're getting the joint guard skills. Okay. Seems pretty legit to me. A lot of people just stack these distant guard and close guard skills on any of their supporters in Aether raids to help their either their save skill armors do better or just their super tank or whatever they've got. Alright, pretty nice attack animation there, and of course, HACCAN being the Thai master, he's giving her some very juicy legs there. I like it. Man, they're really stepping up their game with the attack animations too, huh? Alright, so let's see who's on the banner. Okay, so on colorless, we have Micaiah, we have Fallen Edelgard, and Ashura. Wow, that is possibly the best colorless pool I think I've ever seen. And we've had some pretty stacked colorless pools. Like, I remember when Milla came out, her banner was pretty good for colorless, but dude, this just takes the cake. Because Ashura is incredibly good as an offense mythic. I think she's one of those, like, player phase units done right for offense season, because not only is she a good player phaser, but she also offers support to your allies. Whereas Uller, for example, is just a player phaser, and she doesn't really add any support. So Ashura is really good. I don't think I need to explain Fallen Edelgard, and this new Micaiah looks pretty solid. Okay, on blue, we've got Naga. We have Ingrid, and we have Farina. Okay. On red, we've got the Morgan M Fallen. We have Sothis, and we have Legendary Lilina. Alright, besides Sothis, that's pretty good, because Lilina's incredible, and then both of the Fallen Morgans are actually really good. Their weapons do basically everything you want from a bait unit, so they're definitely really good units. And then finally, on green, we have Legendary Edelgard. We have the Fallen Morgan female, and we have Thrasir. So, yeah, obviously colorless is going to be in first place here. I don't really think that's debatable. This is also a pretty good banner to whale out on if you're a whale, or if you have a lot of orbs saved up, because the value here is really good. I think what would be in next place, it's actually a pretty interesting question. I think I would say red. Even though Sothis is kind of janky, it doesn't really matter, because Lilina and Fallen Morgan M are both really, really good. And then next would have to be probably green, I would say. Yeah, it's a little bit shaky, because I feel like every color besides colorless has one unit that you don't really care too much about, but yeah, green having Fallen Morgan female, Thrasir, and then Legendary Edelgard, that's really solid. Blue has Naga, Ingrid, and Farina. Ingrid is actually really good. Farina is, I don't want to say she's bad. She's obviously good, but like I feel like she's kind of boring almost. She's just a big stat ball. And then Naga is not really all that great. She does offer support to give you effective against dragons, which it does help a little against Sothis, I guess. Or, not Sothis, but Seiros a little bit. But I don't really have any trouble dealing with Seiros at all, so yeah, I wouldn't really value Naga that well right now. Alright, let's see if there's any other bits of info they have to say. And then we'll just double back and take another look at Micaiah real quick. Yeah, so that's basically everything. Man, this art is just so gorgeous. I love the way that HACCAN draws the details. He makes it really pop. Like, it looks really good. He has good talent with the colors and stuff. And, like, the contrast with the details. Alright, let me know in the comments section what you guys think of the artwork for Micaiah. And here's her kit once again. I really wish they didn't give her Fury 4, because, like I said already, that's pretty boring. They totally could have gave her, I don't know, maybe Mirror Impact or something, but yeah, she gets the guaranteed follow-up. She gets the Desperation effect. She gets pretty much Sacrifice right there. And then this skill over here, also really good. So that just about covers my reactions to Micaiah. It was pretty easy to tell it was going to be Micaiah, like I said. But I guess we have to try and act surprised. Either way, she does seem like a very strong legendary hero. And just having effective against armor and cavalry is going to make her good no matter what. So that's going to wrap us up for tonight. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And I will catch y'all again on the flip side.